All right, everybody. Good evening to everyone who joined today. I see that there are a good number of members, participants, and there are a few members who are joining right now. So, welcome to everybody to this particular webinar. So, this webinar is on the topic achieving academic success through social emotional learning. So, before we understand how social emotional learning helps in achieving the academic success, I see that a good number of members today, the participants today, are the first time joiners. So we would kickstart this session with a little bit of introduction. So I would also request everybody to use the chat. I'll tell you in what format you're going to introduce yourself. So before we do that, I would request everybody to tell me whether am I audible or not. Can you hear me loud and clear? If yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat. Excellent. I need it from everybody, because the reason I'm asking this, if you're not able to hear me, there might be some technical problem, so that you can rejoin the session. So that's one particular thing that I just want to check. Please give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. And I also request all the other members, please do not try any tools, anything that you see on this particular portal, this platform. I can see that some of the members are figuring out using the whiteboard or that the pencil or something. So please do not use all that. So if you see that happening again and again, so we will be forced to give you an exit from the webinar in the beginning itself. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. I'm really happy and excited. Wow, great feeling right now. Okay, everybody, time for a quick introduction. It's exactly 6. There are 26 members right now. I think as we proceed with the webinar, there would be many members who would be joining us soon. So I'll start with my introduction. My name is Dr. Amjad Razal. I work at KSITE. KSITE is Keystone Center for Innovation and Teacher Education. So I work at this particular organization as a head of research and programs. This particular organization is in Hyderabad, and this is my I've completed 12 to 13 years in the education space, where I have conducted so many sessions, webinars, trainings. And at KSITE particularly, I design programs like social emotional learning, which is, I mean, this webinar is one of a kind, one part of it. So we have financial literacy, digital citizenship, and also teacher education. So this is a little bit about me. Now I would request the participants, the members, to introduce yourself, so that all the other members can know that who you are, when and where are you joining from. So the format which you are going to use is write your full name, name of the organization, and the location you're joining from. Let's say I am Amjad Razal. I work at Keystone Center for Innovation and Teacher Education, KSITE, and Hyderabad. That format is what you are going to use. Your full name, name of the organization, and where you're joining from today. Let's start with the introductions. Please use the chat to introduce yourself. Okay, we have one. K. Nivedita Kennedy. Hi, the Global School, Hyderabad. Welcome. Welcome to the session. All the other members who are joining right now, we are doing an introduction right now. So what you're going to do is mention your full name, the name of the organization, and where you're joining from. These are the 3 things that you are keeping in mind to introduce yourself. So we have one more from Nandini Maurya, Sadhana Infinity National School, Hyderabad. Welcome to the session. We have Sindhu Nair, Principal, Narayana English Medium School, Kerala. Welcome to the session, ma'am. I'm again asking the participants, please do not use the tools. So Rishika, Satya, are you there in this? I'm again and again requesting the members not to use the tools. Please do not use the pencils, erasers, whatever you see here. So otherwise, this will disturb the decorum that we want to build on this particular platform. So okay, we have IB Matthew working at Shantal Jyoti Public School, I think that must be from Kerala, Muttam. So again, we have Amara Shri from Kennedy High, the global school, and she's an SCL SK teacher. Okay, great. Welcome to the session. We have Koluru Lakshmi from Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Begumpet, Hyderabad. Thank you and thank you and welcome to the session. Lokender Singh, Mr. Lokender Singh, Nirmal Ashram Gyan Dan Academy, Rishikesh. Okay, welcome to the session. So one from Miss Monica from Kennedy High, the global school, Hyderabad. Welcome to the session. Sabiha Yasmin from Keystone School. Welcome to the session. Pratibha, Principal, Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Ernakulam. Welcome to the session. Yes, we have another member, Rachala Triveni. Okay, from Delhi Public School, Ghatkesar, Hyderabad. Thank you and welcome to the session, ma'am. Durga Prasanna, GM, Delhi School of Excellence, Hyderabad. Welcome to the session. Srija Mol from AIS English Medium School, Kerala. Welcome to the session, ma'am. Kavita Gulkarni, Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Hyderabad. Welcome to the session. Mrs. Sunita Tiwari, Principal at Bright International School, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Welcome to the session, ma'am. And we have Shri, I guess, I'm not, sister, sorry, Rosalie Sebastian, Principal of Holy Cross Public School, Kudiyan Mala, Kerala. Welcome to the session. So that's it. I see there are 34 members and I have only read the introduction of, I guess, 15 to 20 people. So I would request everyone, all the other members who have not introduced or the people who have just joined, please introduce yourself, mention your name, the name of the organization and where you're joining from. Rishika, can you please undo these?
Yeah, I'll try. Give me a second.
I'm requesting all the members, please do not use the tools. Nina Day, I'm forced to call out the name. Please do not use the tools. It's actually disturbing the flow, the decorum that we are actually trying to build on this particular platform. So please do not use the tools. We'll be forced to give you an exit right now. So this is completely looking ugly right now. So please do not use these tools. Okay. Okay, now is everyone able to see this? Give me a quick thumbs up if you can see this. I guess the introduction was only from a couple of members, maybe 15 or 20 members. So we need the introduction from all the members who are joining. The people who have joined just now also, please introduce yourself using the format name of the organization, your name of the organization, and where you're joining from. Okay, excellent. Ramya Gopinath from AIS English Medium School from Kerala. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the session. We'll just take 1 minute, then we'll start the session. We have Osumba Vincent from Kenya. Welcome to the session. We have an international guest as well. Okay. Chindo Fiona, an English language teacher from Cameroon. Welcome to the session. I guess this is your second time you're participating in this webinar. Govind Singh Meena, Deep Jyoti Vidya Niketan Second School, Shahganj from Madhya Pradesh. Welcome to the session, ma'am. And thank you for joining today. 1 more minute, then we are starting the session. Miss Srikara Bhavya from Delhi Public School, Ghatkesar. Thank you for joining and welcome. Mrs. Jolly Banafar, you are a PRT at Saint Aloysius. I'm sorry, these are the very difficult names for me sometimes to read. Okay, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Paulami Shah from Kennedy High School, Hyderabad. Welcome to the session. Rajla from AIS English Medium School. Welcome to the session. Manju Mary Cherian Mary Mata Public School, Kottayam, Kerala. So in this webinar, there are many people from Kerala. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining this session. All right, that's it. We have taken like 3-4 minutes to just get the introduction done. So let's start the session. So before we begin, the people who have just joined in the beginning, just now. So I'm Amjad Razal. I work at KSIT as head of research and programs, and yeah, I'm conducting this session today. I'm very happy and excited to be. That you are also part of the session. So before we start the session, there are some quick rules, quick expectations also to keep in mind so that everything goes smooth. And this one particular hour, I really want this to be very insightful. I'm going to learn something from you, or you're also going to understand something from me. So I'm really happy, and I definitely appreciate that you have taken time this particular hour to end this particular week in a productive learning opportunity. Okay, so please keep these webinars setting in mind. Keep your microphone on mute when the presenter is speaking. So when I'm talking, and if you have something to say, I'll give you that opportunity, but please keep your mic on mute. Use the chat to quickly ask for clarification. So the chat is enabled for everybody. Use the chat if you have anything to clarify. I would definitely read the question or anything that you're clarifying. So, and then I'll clarify. Use the hand raise emoji to ask anything. Again, if you want to ask anything also, please use the hand raise emoji. I don't have to tell you how to use that particular emoji. You're well aware of this platform. Keep your video on if your internet bandwidth is good. Okay, I don't know where you're joining from and how the internet connection would be in your location. So if it is good, then only you can keep your video on. Otherwise, if your internet bandwidth is weak, please keep the video off. When you're asked to answer any question, turn on your microphone and speak. So I would definitely give you an opportunity for you to speak, so that at that moment you can turn on the microphone and talk. Okay, make use of the time given for clarification in the end if you have any doubts left. So there will be definitely time left for clarification. You can use that opportunity to clarify anything. And another rule, because we did not have this particular incident or this kind of behavior in the previous platforms. So please do not use the tools that you see that are available on this platform. Okay, so only the presenter, the host, and the co-host can use them just to highlight something, explain something. Okay, so the members are joining from different parts of the country, and some of the members are joining from Cameroon and Kenya. So we would expect the decorum of this particular webinar to be like maintained right from the beginning till the end. All right, with this, there are some learning objectives, like teachers, like principals, we set the learning objectives before we start teaching the students. Okay, so in this particular webinar, there are two core learning objectives. The first one is you are going to identify three key social emotional learning strategies that can directly impact students' academic performance. So why are we having this session on academic success? As school teachers, leaders, our primary responsibility uh, when we start the academic year, in the end of the academic year, we would want the students to succeed academically, right? So we grade them not just looking at the marks, but how much they have learned. We also look for the learning outcomes, not just overall or generic outcomes, but also we look for the specific learning outcomes. Like based on the learning objectives, you would see how much and how many learning objectives are met, how the students have what they have learned, and how many skills they have gained, practiced over the year, like one whole academic year. The same thing for 10 years of education. If you have students in grade 1, so grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, every year we have something to teach them, something they learn from us, they gain skills, knowledge, and we also shape their attitude. This is why as teachers and facilitators, school leaders, we always focus on having setting the learning objectives in the first place, so that we know what we are going to do, what we are going to achieve towards the end of the academic year. So you will also understand at least two SEL techniques, social emotional learning techniques, to enhance student teacher relationship. If you are a teacher, you would also know what are those techniques, steps that will help you enhance your relationship with your students. Okay, and build a positive learning environment. Okay, not just building the relationship, but also the learning environment wherever your class is, wherever your school is. All right, after this we have some, again, emotional check-in. Now I would definitely want you to use this particular opportunity to tell me how are you feeling today. Please use the chat to tell me how are you feeling. Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling bored, tired, and sad? How are you feeling? Excited, thank you. And I want all the members to please type in and chat. Okay, chat with me. Happy, excited, tired, and exhausted. Excited both. Okay, excited. I'm seeing all excitement. Okay, enthusiastic, happy, excited, happy, excited and tired, excited. Okay, excited and tired. Okay. All the members, I mean, everyone has to, like, everyone should type in the chat. Okay. Excited because I'm definitely going to learn something new and helpful. That's a very good perspective you are having for this webinar. So I appreciate that. Excited and tired, excited. I am actually very excited right now because I guess 90% of the members have said they're excited. So it is giving me that vibe, that energy, even though I'm not sitting right in front of you. It's just via technology. But because many of you have said excited, you can see that glow, that, I'm also very excited. I'm like, wow, I'm speechless. Thank you for saying this. Now, my next thing to ask you is, if your mood was a dish, what would it be? So spicy, sour, and delicious. I know what the responses are going to be right now. So if your mood was a dish, what would it be? Okay, let me see the responses. Delicious, obviously delicious, great. Sour, spicy, delicious, spicy, delicious, spicy. We have a mix of, you know, reactions to responses to this particular question again, please. Okay, if your mood was a dish, the thing that you eat, the food, okay, what would it be? Like, how do you want that dish to be? Like, the taste of it. Okay, delicious, spicy, delicious, spicy, great, spicy. Okay, all right. Many of you said delicious, and many of you also said spicy. It's a mix of both, so great thing to have. Now the next thing, what's that one thing that you're grateful for today or this week? What is that one thing that you are grateful for today or for this week? Is there anything that you have done, you have, like, something has happened that you are grateful for this week, or maybe for today? So somebody said, I'm alive, I'm still alive. You are alive, and then that's why you're the member, you're participating in the session, right? But that's a good perspective. Like, yeah, you're alive, you're breathing, so that's a gift of God. I'm grateful for being able to wake up to witness another happy day. I appreciate this particular point. I mean, the way you have said it. So it's a very good perspective, to start your day. So met one of my old friends. Wow, great. Grateful for life's opportunities, for family, for good health, and for life. Amazing. I watch favorite series. Can you tell me which one? I also watch a lot of series and movies. So I would definitely ask you, what was that favorite series? So that please let me know. Immediately I end the session, I'll go and watch. Okay, achievement of my students. Wow, amazing. So when you see your students achieving something, that also gives us happiness. So that made your day. Great. So fit and fine, relaxing at home. Good. Everything is okay. I watched you Netflix. Okay. Anyone else? I see there are only a few responses for, like, being grateful. Okay, can complete one task, I wish. Okay, fine. Life's beautiful. That's true. Life's beautiful. All right, that's it. I would definitely read your messages later, because right now we are moving to the next part of this webinar. I see there are some people still texted. So happy to be in the midst of loving people who encourage me and having foes who teach me the lessons of life. Great. Appreciate your reply. My student got different prizes, and you feel really happy because when you see your students achieve something, then that is ultimately giving you that happiness. So you are happy for the students, and that is making your day. Great. Thank you everybody for replying to this particular question. So the reason I keep asking this question, like, for this particular week, so we at least need to identify one particular thing we are grateful for, so that our next week will be a little bit more productive, and we would be grateful towards life, towards the people who bring joy to us, happiness to us. So that's it. Now, moving to the next part of this webinar, social emotional learning. Okay, it is not a new concept. Okay, just for your understanding, it is like 30 years ago. It started in America. A few people gathered together, and they started thinking, why not have something as a program, as something that we can offer to school children, so that we shape their personality, we shape their thinking, their identities also, not just academics, focusing only on academics, but also shaping their personalities too. So KSL is one such organization which is collaborative for academics, social and emotional learning. So just like that, in India we have KSite, which is our organization. We are also working on social emotional learning. That's our unique product. Right from grade 1 to grade 12, we have different types of lessons, different strategies, different tools. And the ultimate thing is not just teach them knowledge, develop the skills, but inspire their behavior, the way they think, the way they respond, the way they like, you know make choices between two different things. So you can definitely look for more details on social emotional learning on the internet and read about what social emotional learning is and how social emotional learning can help every teacher, irrespective of wherever you are. Like, you are in America, you are in India, you are in Kenya, you are in Cameroon, wherever you are in the world. So when you are in the classroom, in front of the kids, the way you interact with them, the way you talk to them, and the way you teach knowledge, skills, and try to shape their attitude. So social emotional learning is also slowly taking place, which sometimes we are not aware. Something is going on in the classroom when we are talking to the kids, when they are talking to their friends, when they're having some kind of a project that they're working on. So a lot of things are happening at the same time. We just need to be aware. Okay, the way you are aware of yourself. If I ask you, what are the three skills that you know of yourself, like what are those three skills, definitely you would tell, I'm good at these three things. If I ask you what are your weaknesses, so you would definitely tell, these are my three weaknesses which I definitely want to work on. At the same time, what we do with the kids is, when we teach, we are actually having a kind of conversation with the kids, not just once in a week, but throughout the year on a regular basis, where students are actually empowered, that when we have that kind of an environment, that helps them in understanding and also succeeding in academics. And this session is going to give you those strategies. So there are some competencies as well. So first thing, like I mentioned, self awareness. The second thing is self management. After understanding myself, then self management, managing the emotions, thoughts, ideas, and also understand the perspectives of the other people. Then we have social awareness. So when I know myself, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, okay, then I get to know how should I manage myself, like my anger, okay, and when I'm sad, when I'm happy, there are different things, right? Different types of emotions, different types of feelings. Then I get to understand how my part of that social circle, because in the classroom, when the kids are sitting, that's an environment. Not just in the classroom, when they go outside of this classroom also, that also is an environment. Wherever they go, they're part of a community, they're part of a society. Okay, so after this, relationship skills, how do they use their communication, their bonding skills, their relationship skills to build and maintain the relationship, okay, with the other people. Then the last one is the ability to make ethical and constructive choices about personal and social behavior, which we call as responsible decision making. So these are the broad competencies which KSIL offers to the schools, and based on these competencies, there are different types of strategies and tools. Similarly, KSite also has a very well defined and strategic approach towards developing the skills, attitude, and the behavior, even the thought process. Okay, how whenever they think, how they should be thinking. Okay, so all that you will get to know in the coming things. Now I have this question for you. What does it mean to you? Please, somebody texted K. Our school is already completing 3 years of SCL. We have dedicated classes for the same. So happy to see that this idea is taking root all over India through organizations like yours. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the appreciation and all the best. I wish you the best, that if you're already doing it at your school, so definitely, you would see an amazing result among the students in terms of their behavior, the way they manage themselves in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and the way they deal with their emotions, feelings, and in the academics also. Thank you so much for the comment. Second home, Clean, organized class, yes. Well managed classroom, library, okay. A learning environment for students. I want everyone to answer. What do you see on the screen? What does it mean to you? We are hoping for the same. Oh, you just reply to me. Yeah, all the best. Now my question to everybody is, we have 50 plus members, 55 plus members. So please look at this image and tell me. I know this is a very simple question, so please just type it and let me know. Okay, I'm looking for your responses. Okay, I just want to engage you this way. Okay, organized, clean, and calming room. Okay, readiness, preparedness, decorum. Okay, an empty classroom with required materials. Yes, good observation. A class without kids is dull. That's true. Yes. Classroom. Yeah, everybody says classroom. Now let's do one thing. A rigid way of sitting, maybe. Yeah, could be. Now I'll do one thing. I'll change the question. Okay, you all have said this is a well organized classroom, neatly kept, everything right. Okay, let's just for a minute give me the wrong answers. Okay, just wrong answers only. Just I just want to see how do you respond to this question. So give me the wrong answers. When you look at it, what do you see? It's a library. Terrible atmosphere. Restaurant. Yeah, when you see the tables, you feel like, the food should be served there. It's a theater. Stadium. No one is interested to visit this place. Okay, a computer lab, an open area full of students. Library. I need a few more responses, everyone. So tables are not kept right, can be a place to make noise. Blackboard is not in front of the students. Yes, it's a cafe, it's a library, it's a PTM. Okay. Parents teachers meeting, PTM. Yeah, that hall. A punishment room. My God. Okay, everyone, please. I'm expecting answers from everyone. Come on, please participate. Give me wrong answers. Library again, dining hall, sports room, lobby. Okay, all right. Cellar, reading room. Great, great. Thank you for responding to my both questions, both positive and a different question. So yeah, somebody lastly wrote airport. Nice, huh? So yeah, the first way, what you said, it's a very clean and organized classroom. Yes. So now my question to you is, whenever we look at the classroom, or I'll just tell you, I'll take you to the next slide. So I have something that you have to like name any 5 behaviors you see in your classroom. Now use the chat again. If you want to mention 5 of them, you can mention 5. If you want to mention 1 or 2 also, it's fine, because I'm reading the messages in the chat. So we will have a variety of responses. So name any 5 behaviors that you see in your classroom. Just 5 or 3 or 2, as you think. Just 5 behaviors in your classroom. Overconfident, shy, anger, helping, kind. These are the 5 different behaviors that you have mentioned. Thank you so much. Discussion. Yes. Students discuss a lot with one another. Yes. Other members, come on. I know you're thinking, right? What are those 5 things? Just mention 1 or 2. It's fine. Somebody replied, active participation and distracted behavior. Yes. Happy, angry, bored, overconfidence, etc. Yes. Students who are not interested to listen, rude to suggestions, happy to share experiences. Okay, thank you for the response. Noisy, pleasant, obedient, disciplined, fearful, mix of everything, like all types of behaviors. Okay, neatness, active, hyperactive, enthusiasm, confident and questioning. Yes. Responsibility, negligence, intelligence. Yes. Over ambitious, good listeners, active participants, confident, puzzled. So mix of like different situations. Sincere, punctual, understanding, discussion, noisy. True. Shy to talk, collaboration, confident, good communication. Thank you. Respectful participants, active participants, passive participants. 3 different types of participants. Okay. Here also we have different types of participants. Some people who are actively engaged, some people are not responding to the messages. This particular question. Okay. Energetic, discussion, sharing, and helpful. Noisy, interactive, boring, active, quiet. Here are 5 behaviors. Okay. Active participation, respectful listening, collaborative teamwork, self-directed learning, positive attitude. You have drafted this message very nicely, Mr. Lokinder. Thank you so much. Naughty, confidence, overconfidence, funny, supporting, sympathy, tensed, happy to share, everything. Okay, noisy, happy, hyperactive, good manners, a little naughtiness, respect, talk, need to be listened to. Yes. Happy, enjoy, amiable, disciplined, puzzled. Okay. Thank you so much for responding to the message. Yeah, there are a few more responses coming. I appreciate this. Thank you so much. Interactive, noisy, disciplined sometimes, positive behaviors, negative behaviors, and you have mentioned both. So participating actively, respecting others, and being responsive for actions. Thank you. Disruptive conduct, being inattentive and defying rules. Hyperactive, noisy, productive. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much for replying. I have seen that it's a mix of like so many things that we see. Like I said, please, members, please do not use the tools. Rishika, can you please do something? How do we undo this? Yeah, I have got this. Wait, eraser, and then okay, we are back. How do we change this? Okay. Okay. Now, please tell me, just typing yes in the chat. Daydreaming. Have you seen your students daydreaming? Like something that they're thinking. Yes. Daydreaming. Yes. You are there in front of the kids, you are teaching something, and they're like looking somewhere outside of the classroom and like in some other world. Okay. So it happens to all types of learners, not just one particular class. Even if it is grade 3, class 3, class 4, class 5, you see, daydreaming. They are in some other world. Okay. And then you have to get their attention back. Okay. Thank you. Now, the next one is please again tell me classroom disruption. Many of you already said they disrupt the class. Yes, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, everybody whoever is responding. Thank you so much. Yes. Disruption in the classroom. You are teaching, there is some activity going on, and there are some kids who disturb the class. Okay. And yeah, ma'am, may I go to the washroom? Yes. I have actually not included that here, but you have mentioned it. But thank you so much for saying that. Okay. The next one, conflict, bullying, fighting with each other in the classroom or outside the classroom or during the breaks. They fight with each other. Yes. Yes. Annoys teachers, especially the middle school. You're very particular about the section. Yeah, again, ma'am, he took my pencil, eraser, sharpener. That way, there are conflicts and all that. Not much, but yes, at times, yes. Yeah, and some kids also say, there's some students who want to learn something, but there are kids who are disturbing them, and they say, ma'am, he's disturbing me, or ma'am, she is disturbing me. So both. Okay, moving to the next one, non-participation. You want them to participate. You have arranged some activity, in the classroom, and you are seeing that some kids are like silently sitting. They are not being very active. Not so many, but very less. Yes, very few. There could be, I'm not saying all the students who do this or not. There could be few students, 1 2 3, okay, or maybe 5 sometimes. So a few students who are not participating at all. You're trying your level best, moving to them, asking them, do this, do that, be an active member, but still they're not doing it. Okay, yeah. Now the next one, the last one is laziness or procrastination. So students, you give them some activity, but they are like being very lazy, lethargic. They don't want to do it. They just, let me just be in my zone. I don't want to like do something in the classroom. Yeah, after lunch, yes. I agree with this particular thing also. After lunch, you're very right. Not just it doesn't happen only to the students, even many participants, like many adults also, immediately after lunch, when you especially have rice, when you eat rice and all that, so we are in some kind of a zone. Okay, we need a break or something. So that happens to everybody, especially in the kids. Yes, you want them to do something, but they're not participating. Now, like I was asking this question, what does it mean to you? So you all said it's the classroom, it's a well organized classroom. So after that, I showed you those types of behaviors. Okay, the reason I showed you all these behaviors is, remember one thing, the regarding the classroom that you mentioned, classroom is a social environment. Okay, it's, please remember this. If you have pen and paper, write it down. It is a social environment by default. Okay, you have not created any environment in the classroom. There are room, there is a wall, four walls, there are benches in it. All the kids coming from different places, different backgrounds, they all come and sit in the room. By default, it is a social, it is an environment. As a teacher, now you are making that environment into a learning environment, a productive, effective learning environment. The reason I'm saying this, it is by default environment. When you look at the different backgrounds, different locations, some students are coming from very good family backgrounds, some are not that good, and they have different level of understanding, different learning styles, different, a lot of different things, right? So when you understand this particular point, that by default, when all 20-30 kids are sitting in the room, okay, it is not a personal environment. Personal environment is like this. For example, I have a table, my laptop, my desktop, and I'm working on something. I'm all alone, nobody's going to disturb me, I'm studying something. Okay, but when I'm meeting and I'm being in a group of learners, where the teaching learning is taking place, okay, by default it is a learning environment. We need to first understand that. And the other thing, many of you have heard about differentiation in the classroom and differentiated instruction. Okay, from, if you are a CBSE school, so there are trainings given to you on how to differentiate instruction. And again, for the last 5-10 years, there have been many trainings on how to teach the students as per the learning styles. If I'm a visual learner, I'm a kinesthetic learner, or somebody is an auditory learner, so how teacher has to like ensure whatever you are planning in the classroom should match to the learning style, and that's when all these problems will go away. That's what we have been told. But first mistake we make over there is, we are not looking at the environment that we are keeping in the classroom. Okay, what is that environment? Let's say, for example, I'll just give you a situation, maybe just a hypothetical question. You make all the arrangements to match the learning styles of the students. Okay, and you go to the classroom, and the classroom, that environment does not even have those facilities. You have not ensured that the learning environment should support whatever you are doing or trying. Nothing is going to help you. Okay, nothing is going to help. Yeah, so for that matter, first you have to set the environment right. Then you think of differentiating in this way or that way, you try your strategies and everything, then everything will help. Unless and until you fix the environment first, by default, when it is already an environment, the people coming, students coming and sitting and studying together, so it is a social setting. If I say it is a social, it's a group, it's a social setting. And how to make that social setting even effective and productive, you have to think of strategies, use some tools and resources in the classroom so that they look at them, they use them. There are tools that they have access to, use them anytime they want. Okay, first thing is setting the environment right. Then you think of, how should I make the other arrangements, then everything will fall into place. Okay, so, oh, I didn't change this. The first problem, especially how SEL helps in the classroom behaviors. So the first thing that you mentioned, the daydreaming thing. With SEL, students learn self-awareness and implement focus techniques, helping them recognize when they're distracted and how to bring their attention back to the task. This is the first benefit of having the implementing the SEL in the classes. Okay, if the students are daydreaming, so there are strategies that you're using where students know what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, how should I focus on something. Okay, I'm not focusing on something, and this is something I have to learn. This is very important for me. So that's the first thing. Second thing is the classroom disruption that you've mentioned, so that you have known. With SEL, with social emotional learning, students learn self-regulation and empathy. They will understand, I cannot disturb the class. I know that I'm sad. I know that I'm angry, but that does not mean I can just go out and say whatever I want to anyone. Okay. And when the teacher is speaking in the classroom, the teacher is explaining something in the classroom, I have to listen. All this happens when there are not rules, okay, in the classroom. Normally what happens at schools, in the beginning of the year we set some rules, and we tell them, when the teacher is talking you should not talk, keep quiet, and blah blah blah, 5 6 different rules or 10 rules. Do this, do that, do this, do that. But we don't pay attention to whether these rules are going to help them in socially emotionally. Okay, we make them realize, and then if those rules and expectations in the classroom are based on some social emotional learning strategies, they will help, it will help them implement, use them, and follow the directions. So yeah, they will also learn empathy, understanding the impact of their actions on others. The third one is the conflicts, bullying that happens in the class. It helps students develop empathy and social awareness. They will understand that I cannot just go on hitting on someone or calling them some names, because they will understand, what if they call me back? I will feel bad, right? So when I feel bad when somebody is calling me names, then I should not be doing this, right? So this realization only happens when social emotional learning are actually implemented, practiced, and properly introduced to the kids. Okay. Next one, non-participation. So social emotional learning, emphasizes building students' self-confidence and creating a sense of belonging in the classroom. So they feel belong. Okay. Every day when they wake up, dress up, and come to school, they come because they feel that they belong to that environment. They feel that it is my room, this is my environment, and I can do these many things. Okay. And the teacher is not going to judge me, she is not going to scold me, but instead she's going to help me, support me in my classroom, because they feel safe and there'll be no fear of judgment. Okay. And the last one, like you mentioned, okay, the laziness and procrastination. So SEL encourages goal setting and intrinsic motivation. So all this, comes from within. Students, they feel, I have to do this. Okay, I have to learn this. Okay, because this is my goal for this academic year, and this is what I have to do. And when I'm saying this, please do not assume that when we walk into the classroom, we are just giving something, showing them something, maybe on a presentation, or maybe making some chart and introducing everything right in just one day itself. They all see social emotional learning, and this is what I have to do. That's it. The next day, you're not talking about it. The third day, you're not talking about it. Next week, you're not talking about it. Nothing is going to help. Okay, when we want them to avoid all these problems or do away with all these problems, what we need to do is have consistency and introduce one thing at a time. Okay, not introducing 100 things in the classroom and then confuse the learners. They don't even know what I'm supposed to do. My teacher, she's confusing me a lot. Okay, so one thing at a time. If you see three different problems in the classroom, just focus only one at a time, and give them time to think, respond, act properly. And please do not expect immediate response from them. Like, now I'm explaining something and I want this to be done now itself. From tomorrow, you should not do this. You should stand straight whenever you look at me or whenever I look at you. These are very strict rules, which will only, break the bond, that the relationship that you want to build with the learners. Okay. For the learners, you have to understand them, and they will definitely understand you back. When you understand them, give them the time and space. Okay, that is when you are modeling, showing them how empathy works. Okay, and you are also actively listening to them, so that they feel safe to talk to you and respond to your questions or anything that you explain to them. Yeah. So once again, I am saying, any problem that you see in the classroom, if you see three problems, focus only one. And if you're saying specific, particular problems with some student, so you have to like talk to the child, not in front of everybody in the classroom. Okay, call the student outside and then have a conversation with the child. Okay. And another thing, there could be some challenges, with some students, and from the research papers and from the behavioral, psychology and everything, if you see a particular type of problem or a kind of behavior which is disrupting the class, and that happens with the child for continuous 6 months, then only it's a behavior problem. Something that happens only for once and twice, students are not, demonstrating discipline or something for few instances, we cannot call it as a behavior problem. Okay, they need some time, they need understanding, and those are kids. We were also naughty. Okay, I'll tell you, when I was in the classroom, my school days, I have troubled the teachers a lot. Right, I was so notorious student of that school, but I also used to study, and I was like study hard also, but at the same time I was very naughty. So teachers, I gave them, I'm really thankful to God, for whatever they have done, but it was like every day a trouble or a headache to all the teachers. So but I appreciate, and I remember especially those teachers who gave me the time and space. They were good to me, not just by scolding me or giving me some punishment, but they spoke to me, they talk to me. The same thing, we already do these things with some of our learners. It's just that we have to have this as a practice. Okay. Next thing, after this, I'm going to show you some of the things from the research perspective, research findings about SEL, social emotional learning, and academic success. So when you set the learning environment properly, okay, and you witness students are responding, acting upon those social emotional learning strategies and tools that you have mentioned, and you see some different kind of a behavior in the class, so you would start seeing their interest towards studies, the laziness, procrastination, bullying, everything will just go away. So here is one particular study from meta-analysis. I'll definitely give the resources down, you can see. So a study was conducted where social emotional learning being implemented in the classroom. Okay, so it helped the students, you know by an average of 11 percentile points. So academically, student performed really well when the environment was well based on social emotional learning. This is one study. The second study was also conducted from the American Journal of Community. It was published in that particular journal. So that SEL leads to significant improvements in the classroom behavior, including reduced disruption and a more positive attitude towards learning. So when we set this environment, again and again, I'm saying the environment is really important. So when we set an environment where then students start behaving well, they respect each other, they know how that, they start showing respect to others, they will be empathetic to others, and that's when you will see less disruption in the class, more activity and engagement by the students. Then another study was conducted here. Research shows that SEL improves teacher student relationship by fostering empathy, mutual respect, and better communication. So again, the last thing that I'm mentioning here is research has found that students participating in social emotional learning programs have better attendance and are less likely to drop out of school. This is also a major problem. One big reason why students drop out. Okay. One big reason why students drop out is also because they don't feel belong to that environment. They go to school, they're bullied by someone. Okay. And whatever teachers are teaching there, if they're not understanding, they are not reaching out to teachers, and teachers are also not able to pay attention to them. So every day they just go come back. When this process goes on and on and on, that's when they feel lazy, procrastination starts, and then they start dropping out of the school, and it will also affect the attendance. So these are the sources that I have taken this particular information from. This information is also available on internet, anywhere you can just go and check. So social emotional learning promotes that thing in the class, that environment, the way you communicate to the students and the way they behave. Okay, ultimately it helps them in proper participation in the class as well, showing good academic progress. Now there are a few facts and myths about social emotional learning. So first thing that I am showing on the screen is SEL is an additional subject, therefore it requires additional time of instruction. So do you think it is a myth or a fact? What do you think about it? If you think this is a myth, please type myth. If you think it is a fact, please type fact. SEL is an additional subject, therefore it requires additional time of instruction. Yeah, I'm thankful. People are responding. Myth. Somebody said fact. Somebody said myth. Everybody, please respond. Myth. Okay. I got only 9 responses, but I need from everybody. I'm not going to leave you people. Okay. You have to reply in the chat. Okay. Everyone should type. Okay. Somebody said fact. Somebody said myth. Mix of like myth. I guess 90% members said myth. 10% or 5% of them they say it's a fact. Okay. It needs to be integrated in everyday learning. True. But I'm asking specifically, do you feel that it is a myth or a fact? Okay. Now people have started replying, okay, it is a fact. Okay. How many we have? 67 members, and I'm seeing responses just 20, 25. All right. So I'll tell you, this is not a fact. It is a myth. It is a myth, but the problem is that teachers are forced to run behind the syllabus, leaving less time for incorporating it in everyday classroom. I agree, but here is what I'm going to tell you. Social emotional learning is not an additional subject. Okay, subjects are like English, math, science, and the regional languages, and anything that you psychology, business studies, finance, whatever you teach, economics. It is not an additional subject. Okay, it is something that you have to integrate in a everyday classroom. Like I said, when you think of social emotional learning, we are thinking it as a subject. Okay, it is not a subject. I'll give an example. When you are in front of the kids, some child reaches out to you and then the child asks for some clarification. How do you respond to that? Okay, if you say just go and say you can't understand a simple thing, that's the wrong thing. But if you say okay, I'll get back to you, I definitely would want to help you out with that part where you find it confusing. So the kind of interaction you're having with the kid, so everything that we do in the classroom, the moments we make, the way we set the whole environment, now the environment, like I said in the beginning, it is empty, just like you saw the classroom. It is a teacher's responsibility, the class is a responsibility to set a productive and effective environment, and how there are strategies for that. Now, moving to the next one. I know we have like 10-15 minutes left. SEL is for students with serious behavior problems. Come on, quickly tell me, it is a myth or fact? Myth. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for replying. Yeah, many people are agreeing to this. Okay, SEL is for, saying it is a myth. Some people are saying it is a fact. SEL is for students with serious behavioral problems. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for replying. It is also a myth. Okay, SEL is not for students with serious behavioral problems. SEL, social emotional learning, is for everybody. Social emotional learning is for everybody. How can we turn this off? Okay, now the next one. Social emotional learning is for everybody, not only for the students with serious behavior problems. It is for even students who are performing well also, the way you help them out. Now, it is not the school's role to teach social emotional learning skills, but it is the parent responsibility. Do you think it is a myth or a fact? Quickly. Myth. I guess some of the members have figured out. Okay, let's just say myth because everything is coming like a myth only. Yeah, there's a pattern of reply, things that I've kept. Okay, thank you everybody for saying this. Yes, it is also a myth. It is not a fact. It is the school's responsibility, and also parents are active contributors to that. Okay, school and teachers, school and parents, they have to work together to make sure that SEL is being practiced and implemented. Next one is social emotional learning is not as important as academics. Therefore, school must not focus on SEL. And the last one, I'm running out of time since I'm just skipping this. SEL will fix my classroom management concerns. What do you think about all these two? Yeah, somebody said school has equal responsibility. Myth, because the classroom itself is a social environment, like you said earlier. Yes. What do you think? Last is a fact. SEL will fix my classroom concerns. Is it a myth or a fact? Okay. Thank you for replying, everybody. Everything you saw today on this particular thing, I just wanted to clarify everything what you have seen here, everything is a myth. Okay. The fact is social emotional learning will not fix your classroom management concerns only if you're looking at the management classroom management concerns. Okay, it will help you in many ways, not just classroom management concerns. Okay, it will help you fix many different things. Okay, all right, thank you everybody. Let's move to the next section. Now there are some quick strategies. I mean continuously like walk you through. There are some strategies given for what you can do in your classroom so that to transform that environment to a productive learning environment. So the classroom environment setup, first thing, display welcoming signs, positive affirmations, and student work. The student work should be there, not just a chart which changed after 3 months or 1 year. No, regularly you have to keep changing the students work in the classroom, displayed anywhere. You have all those big walls or glasses, whatever you have in your class in your school. So welcoming signs and all that. Introduce social emotional learning, classroom expectations and rules. We have that SCL classroom expectations, so that can also be displayed as flashcards or charts in the classroom. Set up a simple check-in board where students can write how they're feeling each day. What did I do in the beginning of the session was to check how you are feeling, right? And you all were very excited, right? You all told me that you are excited and you're looking forward to learning something different or new today. So similarly, when you keep something like this in the classroom where students can immediately write, okay, how they are feeling, that will also help you understand what is bothering the child if the child needs help. And then you talk to the child, identify some strategies, and then help the child. Emphasize on breathing exercises or reflective journaling. So whenever they feel anger, aggression, or sad, make them breathe in and breathe out for 5 minutes. It will calm them down. This is one strategy. Create a compliment wall where students can leave positive notes for another. Like in the beginning, again, I asked, what is that one thing you are grateful for today or this week? Again, number of things you have mentioned. Similarly, in the classroom, when you have a compliment wall, since this is a learning environment, a social environment, when somebody is complimenting me for doing something nice, I would also do or write a thank you note for that to that particular child, to my friend. Okay, this creates a relationship between the students in the classroom. Okay, next one is the student teacher relationship. Make an eye contact when they talk to you. Looking is very important, my dear members. When the child is talking to you, sometimes we don't look. Maybe we are looking at the board, looking at some other screen, or looking at some other child. Making an eye contact is important. And if the child is also not making eye contact, you can just tell the child, please look at me, talk to me, I'm there to listen to you. Use their names when you call them. Okay, calling them with a or a boy, a girl, not using the actual name, is actually not a good practice. So call them with the names. Be kind to them when they make mistakes. So punishment or scolding them, or giving stare, looking them like threatening them, or maybe, so that is also not nice. So be kind to them when they make mistakes and tell them, okay, it's fine, please, what you can do better next time. Have lunch with them sometimes, yes. Okay, so at some schools, there is a practice, if there is a cafeteria where all the teachers go sit together and have food with the kids, so that's a different situation altogether. But at some schools where students eat the food in the classroom itself, so student teachers, I have seen and observed at many schools, they also sit with the kids and have lunch with them. Listen to their stories and be open to receive suggestions from them. So not just listening to the stories, but sometimes it's also important to be open to suggestions they give it to you. So that's when they feel safe, free of judgment. And you will also know when to draw the line, and how to respond to their queries and questions as well. Next, after this, is the teaching learning process in the classroom. Whenever we teach, okay, since it is a social environment, okay, based on social emotional learning practices you're implementing, so give students opportunities to express their ideas. So it's not okay, I am the instructor and facilitator, I am doing the talking. No, you have to make sure that they are also talking to you and you're listening to them. Use real life examples to make learning relevant. This is another strategy which you might have heard a lot of times. Use project experiments. So in these projects involve different types of students in the classroom, where they can different types of students in the classroom where they can speak, communicate with one another, and that's when they build the bond and relationship with each other. Allow them to select between different projects, so you are giving also them this opportunity to identify what project they should be working on, okay, and based on their interest. So this will also create a sense of excitement among the students, and they do perform well in the projects. Facilitate group work where students can learn from each other. So group work is also important in the classroom when it is a social setting. So make sure that there are some group activities, okay, and don't do the talking, keep moving again and again, and not allowing them to have their time. Give them the instructions, 3 or 4 instructions, let them do it. You just go sit, observe from the corner of the room, and then move only when it is necessary and correct them wherever it is nice. Now after this, the academic success, the last part is the feedback and encouragement. So this is also important. Many times what happens, the students do good in the classroom, but we forget to give them proper feedback. So, and the feedback is only given when there is a PTM, parent teachers meeting, and yeah, like whenever there are examinations. So having a continuous consistent feedback thing, it helps a lot. And when I say kind of feedback, that doesn't mean of just good, nice, very good, something like that. It has to be very comprehensive. And when I say comprehensive, I also do not mean that you are talking like a big paragraph you are telling them. No. So what went well, what they should be working on as part of improvement, if you communicate that in a very nice way, they'll definitely start building trust, and they'll listen to your instructions. So recognize when students put in hard work. So appreciate, always appreciate the hard work. Say, great work, I appreciate whatever you have done, awesome work, even if the outcome is not perfect, okay. Use phrases like you're improving or mistakes help you grow. Whatever words we use when we are communicating the feedback, those words have power, okay. When you say, I appreciate the effort that you're putting in, great work, that creates a whole different sense altogether, okay. When you say, what work is this, man, I mean, this is nothing, you have to go back and do something, okay, this is not acceptable, that will create a total negative sense, okay. So we need to remember what words we're using with the kids. Highlight exactly what student did well. This is the next thing, what specific, okay. Don't give 10 things that they can understand, they can't understand. If 5 things you have to talk only 2 things. Just talk 2 things. Tell these 2 things you work on for this time. After a week or after a month, I'll tell you the rest of the things. Okay. That way, they will also know how they should be performing, how they should be improving. If you tell 10 different things, they will not even know what I should work on first. Okay. And that will also, take their time. Okay, create a safe space for students to ask questions whenever they have the opportunity. You have to provide them that opportunity, and always use positive language whenever you are offering the constructive criticism. Now the time is also up. We are going to end the session now. It's just that 2-3 minutes I'll take, and then we'll finish this. Most importantly, the student well-being. This is also really important for all of us. Allow time for short mindful activities or movement to reduce stress and improve focus. In a classroom, in a school, from a day from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock when the kids come till 3 o'clock, so it's like 7-8 hours of time that they're spending into school, including the lunch break. So that's why at many schools, there'll be first 2 periods, and then there is a short break, right? And then there are 2 periods, then there is lunch break, and then there are 2 periods. Systematically, the school principals and leaders, they have divided this particular timetable, because after 2 periods are actually 1.5 hour. So after every 1.5 hour, there is a break. So continuously, if there are 4 sessions, that is going to actually drain their energy and their motivation, and that's why they'll be daydreaming, they'll be lazy, lethargic, and they will not be participating in the sessions that you're taking. How Ask students how they're feeling, and show genuine interest. Okay, not just asking how you are, just tell me, but take a genuine interest and just how are you, like, tell me. Remind students the importance of the hobbies. rest and the time they have to spend with the families. Share simple tips on how they can take care of their physical and mental health. This normally you can do with middle school and high school also. Tell them physical health is also important as well as your mental health. Take breaks, do these, implement these strategies so that it will help you in one way or the other. Okay. And take some time off to sit with them and listen to their concerns. So it is completely okay. When I'm saying this, because I was a school principal at a CBSE school in Kerala. So, and I have also been a teacher, so I know there are lessons to complete and there is portions also to finish. But one particular period, if you go and you see that they are not active, maybe they went for a sports and they came back, they're very tired, and you also know that if you teach also, they are not going to learn anything. Okay. So just sit with them and talk. And when I say talk, that doesn't mean there's a lot of disruption and noise coming out of the classroom, but having some kind of questions and some kind of interaction with the students so that they'll also connect with you. Okay. So taking some time off is completely fine based on particular strategy and particular concern that you have in the classroom, that situation. Okay. Every day, if you start taking time off in the classroom and sitting and just talking, so then your principal will not leave you. So you will have to meet the principal personally. All right, that's it. This is going to be the end of the session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this particular link in the chat. What you're going to do is we have a community which we have created. I'm going to share this. You can just be part of that community. Why is it not copied? Okay. Okay. Either you can scan, or what you can do is you can just click on the link, join our community, and in this community, we will be sharing the certificates of participation for attending today's session. And also, we would be sharing the tools and resources that will definitely help you in your lessons and in your classes. So these resources and tools are completely free for the members who have joined our sessions and have shown interest. So also we would be definitely reaching out to you, and if you have any clarifications or support that you require, so we would also do that. So please be part of the community. And here I'm going to show you some quick things when I say the teaching resources and strategies. So the first thing that I mentioned, the classroom the classroom expectations based on social emotional learning. So this is just one quick thing which I'm showing right now. So like, listen when others are speaking without interrupting them. So these are like some flashcards. Some, you can use them as flashcards and in your classroom whenever like you feel. The other thing, my members, who is this? Okay. The other thing is you would also have access to such resources that you see here. So this is an emotional checklist check-in sheet where you can just write the name of the students and use in your classroom, like how are they feeling on this particular day. So you will have access to this also. Just like that, we have other things as well, like for example the classroom chart. If you want to have this, let's say, I'll show. Okay. So yeah, this is social emotional learning classroom integration strategy, which the teacher can, do their own self reflection. So something like this, you would have access to if you are a member of our community, where we'll be sharing these things with, how are you feeling today. This is like kind of a chart where you can stick the names of the students on each, or they can themselves come and pick their name and put it on that particular thing. So how many students are feeling excited, who is not feeling excited, who is angry, and whatever they mention, you can help them out with specific strategies. So all right, these are a few things from us. And coming to the last part of the session, that's it. Thank you from my side. I know I have taken 5 more minutes. So if anyone has to like, if anyone wants to give feedback or maybe like say anything, you can or clarify something, you can definitely turn on your microphone and you can talk to us. I have shared the joining link in the chat itself. If you want me to send again, I'm copying and I'm pasting. Okay. Okay. Thank you. We need all the members who have participated in the session to be members of our community. So you would receive ideas, resources, strategies, and everything there. Where can I find the link? I just pasted the link here. You must have received it. Okay. And how can I get my participation certificate? The participation certificate, we would email to you, and at the same time, you, if you're the link of that, we would share in the group, the message which I just shared. Please join that group, so you would receive it from there itself. It was interesting and interactive session. Glad we joined. Thank you so much for this feedback. Thank you. It was a fruitful session. Thank you. Can anyone just use the microphone and like give your opinion or feedback? Maybe have a presentation, PowerPoint presentation of this presentation, please. Yeah, ma'am, we'll definitely think about that and we'll definitely let you know. So any member who would want to use a microphone and talk, you can.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you can turn on your video also, it would be nice.
Let me.
Oh yeah,
It,
hi sir. Where are you joining from?
I'm from Kerala, MIC school, Agalad.
Oh, great, sir. Thank you for joining from Kerala. No, wow.
Yeah.
How was the session?
Join with here this class.
Yeah,
Very informative and interesting facts about the mental wellness of the students
absolutely,
and
sir.
teachers also.
That's true, sir.
Short
Social.
span of time. Short span of time you delivered here, more informative about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, expecting more classes about it later.
We would be conducting webinars regularly, like every Saturday, and the other days we definitely inform. So all that information also we would give in the WhatsApp community that we have built. So if you're part of that community, you would also receive notifications that when we are conducting the webinar and on what topic we'd be conducting. And
Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much.
okay, anyone else who would want to turn on the camera and the microphone and like. Thank you everybody for sending your compliments and the messages in the group. I'm reading everything. So uh, if you wish to join the group, so I have shared the link. Okay, I'll share it again in the chat, so you can use it and just click on that. Then it will direct you to join that community, WhatsApp community. It's called KSAT community. You can join that community. We are ending the session in another 5 minutes. So if anyone wants to like speak something, or if you want to give a suggestion, because I definitely want to learn from you also. If something you feel did not go well, some strategy or some communication that I did not have communicated properly, so please, you can also say that. I'll definitely take that feedback and I'll work on it, and next session I'll just. Okay. Okay, thank you everybody for joining this webinar. I wish you a great evening and a lovely weekend tomorrow, the Sunday. So the way you were excited in the beginning of this webinar, I've wish that tomorrow also and for the rest of the days and weeks that are coming, so you be excited, and there'll be a lot of like learning, thing that should come in your way. So thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah.